All right, art students, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a very quick video. You always say that and it turns out to be 20-45 minutes. So this was a picture that I did in the very last video. I just finished that and something came to me that while I was drawing and somebody probably said, hey, how did you do that? How did you do that so quick? And the simple explanation is that everything on here is just a shape. Everything on here, you break the body down. Instead of trying to draw this whole piece of body in one shot, you break it down to simple pieces. And this is something that's in my book, that I take each piece and I break it down and then I put them together. And a lot of you, if you remember the channel, you've seen this book, so I'm not going to show it again. And I put them together and then you have the body. You erase some of the lines, you connect some things and you erase it and you have a body. So it's just about, what book is that, Brian? That's this, 360 Action Pose Position 360 on Amazon. Look under my name, 360 Action Pose Brian Proctor. Anyway, so I'm going to do this again. And all I do is I see the shape, starting out with the torso, which is an oval. And I usually draw my oval. I don't draw oval since I've got paper. I don't draw it like this, depending on the angle. If I'm drawing it straight on, if I'm drawing a guy straight on, yeah, this is going to be my angle. But if I'm drawing him from the side, I lean it. I lean it back a little bit and I bring the head up. That gives him the more powerful performance. That gives him a more powerful stand. And that chest is like jumping out because, you know, this guy goes to the gym and he got that big chest. So, as I say, I always start with my torso. I'll lean it. So if I'm leaning it, then he's going to be turned this way. Yeah, I'm going to just keep him that way. And then I will bring the hips straight down. And it's just a box. That's just this rectangle. Bring it straight down. And then I'm going across with my collarbone. I can tilt it. I can keep it straight. And then from there, so you got to gauge where the center line is because that's going to be the center of the crotch. Going straight down. So this is my waist, hips, waist, hips, whatever. These two. And then this is my hips, waist. What? One of the two. This is your hips. Put your hands on your hips, and this is your waist, I think. Or is that the same thing? Well, you know what? I'm not even going to say it's late because it ain't late and it ain't early. So, but the thing is, you cannot get this too big and have this too short. Sometimes you might have to bring it down. It's just doing it over and over and over. And don't try to do it just to, don't do the first one thinking, oh, it's going to come out right. It's going to be pretty. I'm going to put it in the newspaper and everybody's going to love me. No, just do it just for the sake of it. And you can't have it down too low because my head is going to be about right here, which I have this extra space, and my leg is going to be almost coming off. So that's one thing that am I blurred? That's one thing you're going to have to get that little practice. So basically, as I'm saying, these are just shapes. And then here's the ball here, and then here's the ball there, which is the delt. And then your cylinder. And that's the hard part about drawing a position. How are you going to put the arms and legs? This is the easy part. Once you got this done, you're good. So to angle it, to give more action, I will angle these, either toward me or bend them forward or twist it a little bit. But for a basic, I'm a hero, I'm standing here, that's simple. Then I'll throw the head up here, not too far up, then connect the neck wherever the neck is. So if the head is over too much, then I'll, try to shift it. Because once you put the neck on there, then okay, that's not right. You can go up and do center head, but your head could be looking left or right. So, and then triangles for the shoulder. Same way you would do the foot. Shoulder, which is your trapezius muscle, which goes all the way down your back. Then you either have your feet straight, you have your legs straight, you have your legs bent. However you want to do the thing, depending on if the guy's flying or floating or whatever. Let's just do this. And these are just ovals. Ovals, fat thighs, get ovals. He's a superhero, gotta have the fat thighs. And if I want to slim him down, I'll keep that and I'll just bring this in a little bit. And then that in too. Because you don't want the legs too big. So there, and that leg could be up, going behind this. This leg could be up, going behind this. He's a cheerleader. He's like, yay, yay, team. But he's not. He's a superhero. So this muscle right here in the leg, this is a big, if I had one of my dummies, I will show you. Let me get it for just a split second. Get it for just a split second. What kind of words are those? All right. This is my drawing dummy that I use for examples. So this is the most predominant muscle in the leg, runs across here. So this is why you see me, I always do this, because it goes down here and it curves up, and that is, I don't know what the name of that muscle, and I don't know the name of that muscle, but it's like right there in the center of your knee, pretty much. It's just easier to do it there. But I always do this and curve it around, and that tells me if I am making my leg too long, if I'm making this part of the leg too long or too short. So same thing, it curves into that muscle. So whenever I draw legs, I do this. I don't try to do every leg muscle, because once you start turning, you'll, ouch, pinching my shoulder. Once you start turning the leg, or you bend that leg, it just, everything turns, and there's so many muscles in the leg, it's just like ridiculous. Even in the back of the legs, I kind of like drew them in so people can see as well. So it's just best to just do maybe just a couple muscles, or just shadow of a muscle or something, and then you go better. So I'm gonna put this knee here, which is just a circle, and the line comes straight down, because let me show you this. There's meat that comes over here, comes over this, and then straight down into that shin. If you look at this, you're coming straight down, and then your knee is right here, and this little piece of meat comes over, piece of meat, how would you call it? I call it a piece of meat. And then this line comes down and it ends right there at your ankle. So it comes around and it curves. So off of this little extra meat, you're gonna have your calf, which comes down, and this part, you have a little bit here. I think you have more on the inside than you have on the outside, because your knee is, I don't want to say it's really center. I think the knees are more on the outside, just a little bit. So then you're gonna have this come down. As I say, this is gonna come down at the ankle. It's gonna stop at your ankle. So if I did this in red so you can see it a little better, it's gonna come around and your ankle's gonna be here. You're gonna have that calf like that. And this is detail. I don't know why I'm getting into detail. And then I do this for the foot. And I put my foot however I need to put my foot, like that. So yeah, anyway, oval, circle. And drawing is just using shapes and stacking them on top of one another, and then shaving little pieces off. That's all drawing is. And I'm working on my next drawing book. I'm working kind of like on 2 drawing books at the same time, because I'm stupid like that. Instead of just working on one thing at a time. That's just the way my brain works. I'll have like 7 ideas. I'll wake up and have like 7 ideas, and I'll try to get all 7 of them done instead of just doing one. Like, no, I'll start this one, I'll start that one. So usually when I come out with an idea or something, I come out with a bunch of ideas. I finish them kind of like at the same time. So yeah. And then this foot is coming off the page, which is too long. And you notice I did the same thing again with the whatever that, I think it's your shin bone actually, where your bone comes through at, or where that bone pushes up against your leg. So this knee has got to be here, because he doesn't have one leg back and one leg forward. So they're going to be, this knee's got to be right there. So shave this down a little bit. So the knee is going to be here in between that, because this is like a teardrop, and you have another one here, and they end with a V at the top. So knee and knee. I just kind of do like a diamond shape for my knee. Is this for this video, or is that the last video? I do kind of like diamond shape with my knee, because there's a piece there like this, and when you bend it, they kind of like come apart. Not come apart, but they bend. So I just do the diamond, and then the little piece around it come down. So that should be right there. And then the foot, that's almost where you had it. No, it's about an inch higher. Yeah, so like that, but I can slim this out a little bit more. Shapes, getting those shapes, put those shapes together. Whatever, however I'm gonna do this. Circle, oval. And this one is a triangle. Watch my, look at my arm videos, how to do arms. That's all this is. Oval and a triangle. Cut that where you would have that wrist. Cut that off. and then throw the hand there. How's that hand? How is that hand? How is that hand? So this is kind of like a triangle, almost. It's like that, like a, I don't know what shape it is. And if I'm doing an open hand, I'll do this. I just put this little curve for my thumb. This is going to come around, and this is going to be my finger, depending on if I want my fingers out or curved in, that type of thing. You can have it curved out like that and have a couple of them curved in. It's just a quick way to do a hand without putting a fist, because somebody asked me a long time ago, why is every drawing have a fist on it? I don't know. It's, you know, fists, heroes and fists go together. So same thing here, down, in, and then kind of like out. What is that shape like? That is shaped like half a triangle. So it is like this, what? This and that, I guess. How did I do that? No, it's like, this is your wrist right here. So you're gonna have this. This is comes down and then curves apart. I don't know, it's kind of like a horse hoof, but that's not on the standard list of drawing things. And then your thumb's gonna come, you're gonna have this little piece right here, and you're gonna have this joint right here. So you have this little piece, you got a straight line, curves, and then get another curve like that. So with the thumb, you're gonna have this curve, and it's always gonna be curving around and straight down. So you're gonna have this, and then your finger straight down. You're always gonna see your second finger, no matter, unless you see in the palm. If you don't see the palm, you're gonna see the knuckle and that second finger. And this is kind of getting into, you know, you're trying to getting into serious detail. So yeah, you're gonna have that shape. That's basically the shape you take when you're drawing a hand, unless you turn in that hand. But from the side, you're gonna have that. And if I want to bend my fingers, I have one down and one in like that. Same thing here, same thing there. And then just kind of round it off. But I don't want to bend my fingers. Keep them straight. Because one is straight, the other's gonna be straight. And I say you'll see, unless that other finger is coming down, but you will still see that knuckle. You'll see that second knuckle right there, because that's just the way the hand is made. You won't see the other ones unless you bend them down, but if they're straight, you're gonna see these two and that second knuckle here. So that, and then I'll bend this down. You will see that knuckle, but since this is such a small drawing, I won't even attempt it. And I usually do 3 fingers. I don't do the 4 fingers. So again, shape. You have your shape. Now, once you get your shapes, you're good to go. If you don't want to draw, because when I started drawing, if you looked at some of my early videos, I did a character of myself. I wanted to do the whole story with me in it, with the powers. I did a lot of my suits black, just straight black, because I couldn't really draw. I didn't know how to connect the chest and the abs and so forth. So I just did a black suit, which worked because I had the shapes right and the drawing was really muscular. So until you learn, you know, the actual muscles and the way they connect, especially when they start to flex, I wouldn't worry too much about trying to get all that stuff in there perfect. Just get the shape right, get the curves right, and then you'll be all right for the time being. And then later on, you can do your curves. And in just about all my videos, I show you how to do these things. And this right here comes up. This comes up like this. This delt. So it's going to kind of break the chest. The chest is going to curve, turn here, and then ride up along that delt. And then this one's going to come off of that bone, which is your rib bone, rib cage, and then just come up. And it's still going to curve into here, but you really don't see it. This, I'll bring it down like that. So if you can see that, I will do this. And then I'll bring this down and then in. Round that chest off because you don't want it to be, and I'll bring it up like that. I'll just kind of like square it off, but you round it off. And then it goes up and into the delt, which is over here, which comes up. Because it's turned to the side, you won't really see it. Take that off because it needs to be turned to the side more. And then the delt separates the bicep from the tricep. So if it's like this, curve this around because all this is your bicep under here. And then your tricep back here. And this comes down like, so I've seen photos of actual people. Sometimes this comes down, this point is all the way down at the bottom of the chest, and sometimes it's in the middle. And because everybody's built different, so usually I'll do mine where it's kind of like that point is in the middle. This is not a small muscle, right? This is really not a small muscle. So you don't want to draw it too small. So like I said, the length, I have seen the length on actual, photos, bodybuilders, models, and, it's different for everybody. So yeah, basically shapes, again, do your shapes, and then you'll be able to get that body right. I could bring this around a little bit more. I could open that up a little bit more, but it's not going to come way up here because it ends right at the collarbone. Let me bring it out more just because I'm trying to show you guys. And then bring this out more because this is going to end, your shoulder is going to end right where your, well, if you're turned, which he's turned, it's the center, and your shoulder's going to end right at that center. Give him a little more shoulder and then take some of that out. So yeah, that's how I start my process. I'm looking in my squeaky chair. It's just a shape on top of a shape on top of a shape on top of a shape, and you just chop it up a little bit, and then later on you can go for your detail once you learn. But in the beginning, just practice just the shape on top of a shape on top of a shape, and that's how you draw. And I notice this leg is long and this leg is like short, kind of like he's got going back. So let me bring that foot down. Keep them on the same line. So yeah, another thing is stop drawing. Once you draw something and you think you got it, stop drawing and then walk away. Turn your paper upside down. You can turn it upside down for a different kind of a view. You can turn it over, give it like 4 or 5 minutes, come back, turn it over, and you'll see what's wrong. Like I can tell this is crooked. This should be higher. But I'm not trying to do a perfect drawing tutorial. I'm just showing you guys the process of drawing because somebody out there said, how does he do that? I just see the shapes, connect the shapes. So that's going to be it for this 18-minute video. It's not bad, not good. And I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah.